Guys, this is how I feel. Like, this is how I feel right now. With that facial expression right there that she's giving. Morning, Shelby. Why are you so mowy? Are you gonna come here? Why are you so mowy? What? What? Well, good morning. It's Saturday and a challenge has been issued. What? I need a free hand. And you're kind of chunky to hold with one hand sometimes, ma'am. Anyways, while Shelby joins us here, she doesn't join us very often, so everyone enjoys Shelby's face. There's been a Book of the Month challenge issued for the week, where you got those piles of Book of the Month books stacking up and you need to get it read. Here's a challenge. I have a lot of unread Book of the Month books, and this challenge comes from Bree the Bookservers, and Vanessa from Reads with Dr. B, as well as Quinn over on Instagram at Quinny Reads. And the goal is to get some of these Book of the Month books read. Oh, you didn't get as much fur on me as I expected. Meow. To you too. She's been very attached to me this morning. I don't know why. But I'm going to be making a smoothie to start off with because it's, early in the morning. You don't want yogurt. No, I don't think you do. But I'm just going to put some Greek yogurt in my cup. That's a lot of Greek yogurt, but okay. Maybe put a little too much Greek yogurt in it, but it's fine. I'm just going to make a peanut butter one because that sounds amazing this morning. I went through my Book of the Month books, and I made a list of everything that's on there that doesn't currently have a spot for like a video that I'm going to be filming, and made just like a list. And I ended up getting 23 on this list here. Let me make my smoothie here real quick. Smoothie done. Amazing. But I have 23 books on this spinner wheel. And I'll go ahead, I'll pop it up on the screen here so you can go ahead and see all the books I have. But I will do a little quick review. I have What the River Knows, Heartless Hunter, The Family Game, A Flicker in the Dark, 5 Broken Blades, Sleep Tight, First Lie Wins, 56 Days, Listen for the Lie, Paradise Problem, A Talent for Murder, Things We Do in the Dark, Era, Yours Truly, House Across the Lake, Phantasma, House of Glass, The Only Survivors, Keeper of the Night, What Lies in the Woods, The Writing Retreat, The London Seance Society, and Daisy Darker. And some of these books I bought like prior to 2023, so they do not count for any of the like Book of the Month challenges. And if I scroll over to that real quick, and we go to my challenge, you can see that I'm not doing very great on my challenge. Literally, I've only read one single book this year. That counts for the challenge anyways. So we gotta, remedy that a little bit. So I just decided the easiest way to do this is going to be the spinner wheel, and hopefully I can find the book somewhere around here. But let's see what the first one's going to be. Keeper of the Night, which I do know does not count towards the challenge, but it's a little bit of a longer one on that side, so I'm going to go find that, and that is what I'm going to be bringing today. It is quite a bit later. I did not start any of my Book of the Month books yet. My sister, Morgan, and my mom, and then my niece, because we obviously can't leave the 2-year-old by herself, all went and had a little day trip for our birthdays because mine and both of my sister's birthdays and my mom's birthdays are all really close together. Like, my sister Morgan's birthday is September 11th, my sister Ava's birthday is September 17th, mine is the 23rd, and then my mom's is October 2nd. And you could also throw my niece in there. Hers is October 13th. She's 2, so she's getting a whole birthday party for herself here. But since our birthdays are close together, and I like plants, and my sister Morgan likes plants, and my mom likes plants, Ava, she likes them, but, not on the level that my mom, my sister, and I do. Ava likes cactuses. So, she has, probably 3 cacti now at this point, because we did get her one today when we went on our day trip. But my mom, my sister, and I all went down, and my niece went down to a plant ranch that's about 2 hours away, some girl at work told me about it. It's like really cool, and I like looked into it, and it like looked amazing. And I thought, oh my god, that would be such a fun thing for us to do. And my mom did tell my one brother that for our birthdays he should get me and my sister a plant, and he literally said, no, they have too many. Like, I don't even know how he can judge that because he literally hasn't stepped foot in my apartment since like 10 months ago. So how can you tell me I have too many plants? You don't know how many plants I own. We went on this day trip there, and we all got one of the same plants, but because we were all looking for them, we like couldn't find them in any stores around here. And then my niece also got a little plant. She got a pink bubble plant, and it's like this plant. It's like a little succulent looking plant, and it has the leaves are just like a pinkish in color with like hints of green in it. So it looks really cute. And then she got this little pot for it that says "You Are My Sunshine," and that's going in her bedroom because I mean she's 2, but we really got her into like liking plants. But we all went down there and we all like had a trip for our birthday, and we all got these plants. We all found string of pearls. Now I have a smaller one than my sister and stuff got. My mom and my sister got like a really big one hanging basket, but I don't really have a place to do a hanging basket, you know? I mean, like, I have a curtain rod here, but I'm going to tell you that I don't know really how securely my curtain rod is in the wall because I rent and I did have permission to put curtain rods up, to put curtains up. However, I just don't feel like it looks like it would be able to hold like a full grown plant, like especially like once it's watered and it's weighed down. It makes me like a little nervous. I don't think it could do that. But I just got this little string of pearls, and I did water it here tonight because I was like, ooh, the soil just looked a little dry, and like I always water my plants when I get them home because I don't know when they were like last watered, but I did pull some of like the loose like strands out to like start draping over the side because I like want it to grow nice and long. And I was debating about where to put this. This is gonna go over on my little. I think I want to put this on my little bookshelf, and then these pearls can drape over the side, kind of down it. I gotta get up for this next one because it's a little bit further away from me. This one is a purple queen, and I usually research my plants before I buy them to make sure if like a certain little white critter that meows likes to nibble on stuff, that it's safe if she nibbles on it. This one is not safe. This one is toxic, which isn't the only one I have toxic. I have a ZZ plant, which I know is toxic, but like Shelby has never shown an interest in that one. And it's not like on the ground, it's up a little bit. So this one is toxic, but I got this one because my niece picked this one out for me because the plant is purple. And we love purple. I don't blame her. I do like purple. And we got this pot. She picked out the pot for me as well because at this plant ranch, you pick out the plants that are in the nursery pots, and then you can also pick out a plant, like a pot, and you get to plant it in the pot there. Like they provide soil, fertilizer, all that good stuff. And yes, this is what we got. She picked out this little pink pot for me, and this pink pot we got is because it's pink. And purple and pink are our favorite colors. So this is why I obtained these one. I think this one, because it is toxic, if I put it up here next to my angel statue, I think that one might be nice because this one is also kind of a dangling plant. I read like these strands, it says, can grow up to 6 feet long. So I think I want to put it up there. I don't really think I'll have too much of an issue with Shelby touching it, to be completely honest, because it's been sitting on my table here for like the last hour and a half after I watered it, and while I was debating where to put it, and she has not come to even sniff it. So I think it'll be fine up there. That's kind of what we're going to be doing there. And then today I didn't do so much reading because we were out and about, but I did sit down and I finished Zeta's Till We Die, which I'm going to give 3 stars. It's not bad by any means. It's just I don't feel like the plot was well executed. And like I said, I mentioned this in last week's vlog, but it's marketed as adult, has a new adult themes, but the writing style leans more towards a YA writing style, which is kind of confusing. But a lot of these twists it had in there, I kind of like saw coming, so they weren't really twisty. You know what I mean? So I didn't hate it my time, but I also, this isn't like, oh my god, I love this. I also, it does have one of the things that I like really despise in books, and it's the stupid cheating like trope where one is unfaithful, you know, and I can't do it. You get deducted a star if you have that stupid cheating trope in your book. I'm sorry, I cannot stand it at all. It probably would have been up a little bit, but no, you're getting a star because I can't do cheating. I can't do cheating. Like I said, it was like kind of a predictable plot. Like I saw stuff coming, and they tried to do a redemption for a character, but like it's such an ambiguous ending. Like, did he die or is he like in a coma? Like, I don't know. And I mean, I guess you could make the argument if he's in a coma and like if he's like really doesn't have a chance of waking up, is it worth it? But like, it really doesn't fully make that clear, and that kind of bothers me because like he's supposed to have this redemption, but like, is that really a redemption? But that's kind of where we're gonna end. It is about 11:30. I'm not feeling quite tired yet, but every time I say that, I also get super tired. But I'm gonna get my plants situated, and then I need to do a little bit of folding laundry. I won't fold both loads of laundry over there, but I should at least get one done, I feel, just because that will make me feel semi-productive. And then if I'm still feeling awake after I do like my nighttime routine, I may sit down and start Keeper of the Night. So we'll see. All right, so I have finished the Keeper of the Night. And I meant to go ahead and read the summary for you guys before I started, but you know, I started it at my mom's house, and then I like just flew through the rest of the book. So let me do that first. Half British Reaper, half Japanese Shingami. I'm gonna butcher that. I am so sorry. Ren Scarborough has been collecting souls in the London streets for centuries, expected to obey the harsh hierarchy of the Reapers, who despise her due to her mysterious mother and even more mysterious Shingami powers. Ren conceals her emotion and avoids her tormentors as best she can. When her failure to control her developing Shanghai abilities drives Ren out of London, she flees to Japan in search of the acceptance she has never gotten from her fellow Reapers. Accompanied by her younger brother, the only one on Earth to care for her, Ren enters Yomi, the Japanese underworld, to serve the goddess of death, only to learn that here too she must prove herself worthy. Determined to earn respect, Ren accepts an impossible task: find and eliminate 3 dangerous Yoki demons, with help from only her brother and a new ally who might be less than trustworthy. Ren will learn how far she'll go to claim her place at Death's side. And 1. Let's just say that this cover is actually like very beautiful, very stunning. Like, I love it so much, and like the little details on the back even are amazing. Let me read what's on the back too, because I really like it. I am too dangerous to let live any longer. It is written in the book of Aku, decreed by the High Reaper himself. Death will come to find me, but I will no longer be there. And like I said, I flew through this book, and literally from like chapter 1, like if I read this first page to you, the legend they tell about me goes something like this. First, you'll see a streak of silver across the sky like a comet burning through the fog. Then the clock hands will still halfway between the second and the next. The world will fall silent, and the Reaper will knock 3 times on your bedroom door. Whether you answer or not, death will enter through the light in the keyhole. She will reach down your throat and pull your soul out from deep, deep inside like an endless length of rope, and you will die in a world entirely your own. There will be no one but you and the Reaper and her unblinking green eyes. But of course, urban legends are rarely ever true. Like, that beginning caught my attention so quick, and almost immediately we go into some action. Like, there's a fight scene, and immediately we're going into like a chase scene within like the first 50 pages, guys. Like, it moved so fast, and our journey was so fast to get to Japan, and all of our fighting the demons also quick. It's a very quick, easy read. I loved it. Like, I'm gonna give this one 4 stars, but it is a YA fantasy. I would say more so than anything. This was really good, and this is actually book 1 in a duology, so I'm gonna have to look up the second one in the duology, which I think is like Empress of Time. Yes, the Empress of Time is book 2. Like, this is great, and this is also a historical one because it's set in the early 1800s, I think, was what it said on the first chapter. It's 18-something. Late 1800s. Okay, well, I got the 18 part right, you know. But, again, very quick, very fast read. And this brings my total pages to 393. so far. So let me go ahead and pull up our wheel here for the next one. So I have our wheel here, and I'm just put all the books back in it because you know it resets. So I'm going to shuffle it a few times, and let's see what we get. So we got Things We Do in the Dark. I swear, both of these books we picked so far are at the bottom of my piles, and like I swear. This one is also not going to count for the Book of the Month yearly challenge because I got this one in June of 22, but it's the one by Jennifer Hillier here. And I've read one other Jennifer Hillier and I really liked it. And that was earlier this year, I think. Let's get into this one though. When Paris Patella is arrested in her own bathroom, covered in blood, holding a straight razor, her celebrity husband dead in the bathtub behind her, she knows she'll be charged with murder. But as bad as this looks, that's not what worries her the most. With the unwanted media attention now surrounding her, it's only a matter of time before someone from her long-hidden past recognizes her and destroys the new life she's worked so hard to build, along with any chance of a future. 25 years earlier, Ruby Reyes, known as the Ice Queen, was convicted of a similar murder in a trial that was a media sensation and riveted the nation. Reyes knows who Paris really is, and when Reyes is unexpectedly granted an early release from prison, she threatens to expose all of Paris' secrets. Left with no other choice, Paris must finally, once and for all, confront the dark past she thought she escaped, because the only thing worse than a murder charge is the dark personal history that Paris will do anything to keep hidden. We are going to dive into this one. I'm going to try to get as much as I can read today. It's Monday. My sister has a volleyball game in a few hours I'm going to go to. So I want to get as much of this read as I can here. I have made it a little bit further in Things We Do in the Dark. I got most of this chunk here read yesterday before I went to bed. And then I just read a chapter here. Honestly, when I picked this one back up, it was almost like a fever dream. Like, wait, did this entire plot line that I thought was going happen at all? And the answer is yes. That was part one. In part two, we've delved into a separate plot line, but I can tell that the two are connected by one person. We just don't know how exactly yet. Kind of have some ideas forming in my head on how this could potentially be linked, but don't really know yet. It is so riveting, and this part two has a bit more of a dual timeline, which I mentioned before. I'm a big fan of dual timelines. So we're kind of like in present day, and then he's delving into the past, 20 years ago, which is a really nice, interesting element to go ahead and bring. I feel like it might be a tall task to be like, hey, I'm going to finish this book tonight, especially when, let's do some quick math. It's like 200 pages I would have to read tonight, and it is like 7:30. I still need to eat dinner. I mean, I just got to eat dinner. Dinner's already done. I just got to go ahead and grab it, and it's a bit of a messier food, so I don't think I could eat it. Well, it involves pasta sauce, and I feel like I would drop pasta sauce all over my book because that's just how it is for me all the time. I'm going to eat dinner. We're going to delve back into this one. Guys, this is how I feel. Like, this is how I feel right now. With that facial expression right there that she's giving. I don't know how to put my thoughts in the words. 5 stars. I was like thinking about 60 pages ago, I'm like, wow, that was really anticlimactic. But I was like, something else has to happen because like there's 60 pages left. A lot of shit happened, guys. And I can't say anything without it being spoilery. But like, this is hands down one of the best books I've read this year. Like, no joke. It's like rendered me speechless. I don't know what to say, and these crimes were so well thought out. I mean, for them kind of being on the fly almost a little bit with some of them, like, these were very, very well thought out crimes yet. You know? Like, we put some thought into these bad boys. Yeah, so 6 stars. Absolutely loved it. Again, kind of speechless. So, I don't know what to say, guys. I really don't know what to say at all. You know, that's kind of the mood we're at right now, I guess. Let me go ahead and pull up the wheel. Let me copy the books into the wheel first. So I originally wanted to do like 4 books this week for this vlog. I think with like the shit week I've had at work, because like honestly I've had a shitty week at work, and I feel like people take advantage of the fact that I don't have children and that I have no desire to have children. Like, that's not my fault that you have children, and
like, you can't screw me over on my breaks because I didn't have a new child. Okay, also ignore the fact that my phone battery is so low, like, that's, like, really low down there, so I'm just gonna be shuffling here. Maybe this time we'll get a book that's, like, counts for the Goodreads challenge, you know, because, like, I don't have, the other two books were not that. Flicker in the Dark. Okay, let's go check Book of the Month real quick. And while I'm here, might as well go ahead and rate things we do in the dark. Okay, it's definitely not gonna count either, because when did I get a Flicker in the Dark? A long time ago, guys. I got a Flicker in the Dark a long time ago. I read, this is by Stacey Willingham. I have to go find the book for one, because I don't actually know the location of it. What's the other Stacey Willingham I read? I got 2 books. All the Dangerous Things. Like, I got 2 books by Stacey Willingham for Book of the Month, and I know I did. And I know I read the other one because it was, I think it was a Being Paid book club, I think, at one point. And I was like, I read that. I did read that. I read All the Dangerous Things. So, I've heard a lot of good things about A Flicker in the Dark. Like, at least people have said it's good. Also, we are just getting all the dark books. So, even, like, Keeper of the Night was, like, a dark adventure one. Like, this is a dark thriller one, and this is also a dark thriller. I'm gonna go find that book. I'll update you guys when I do some reading on it. It's late. I finished A Flicker in the Dark. I started it Thursday night, and I only got a few pages in. It kind of has a slow start to it, admittedly. And then I picked it up Friday, and I finished it. So, you know, I gotta finish it before the challenge was up. For most of this book, I felt like it was a 4-star. Like, just the whole vibe was giving me 4 stars. It was about, I would say, roughly about this far through the book where it really started to pick up this last chunk, and I was like, oh my god. And with all the twists, it could have easily been a 5-star. However, the ending brought it back down to a 4. I just wasn't entirely fond of how it was wrapped up. One, it felt like a little rushed. I felt like we could have brought it out a little bit more. I felt like she could have, I don't want to spoil anything, but I felt like she could have met with the one person at the end. We could have seen a little bit of it, the aftermath play out a little bit better. I kind of wish we had more of like a hashing out. And I'll say this, it brings it up at the beginning that she's getting ready for, I think it even says it in the synopsis, which I don't think I read for you guys, so let me do that real quick. When Chloe Davis was 12, 6 teenage girls went missing in her small Louisiana town. At the end of summer, her own father had confessed to the crimes and was put away for life, leaving Chloe and the rest of her family to grapple with the truth and try to move forward while dealing with the aftermath. Now, 20 years later, Chloe is a psychologist in Baton Rouge getting ready for her wedding. While she finally has a fragile grasp on the happiness she's worked so hard to achieve, she sometimes feels as out of control of her own life as the troubled teens who are her patients. So when a local teenage girl goes missing, and then another, that terrifying summer comes crashing back. Is she paranoid, seeing parallels from her past that aren't actually there? Or, for the second time in her life, is Chloe about to unmask a killer? So she's getting ready for her wedding, and I feel like we could have hashed that whole thing out at the end, which we didn't. And I was like, I'm going to talk about it the whole book, and then we're not even going to flesh it out, guys. Oh, which kind of brought it down a little bit for me as well. It's just like that whole ending. I really didn't feel like it really wraps it up. So overall, since I was feeling a 4-star through most of the book, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4-star. It was Stacey Willingham's debut. It was a very good debut, that being said. Also, love the cover art they did for this one. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, I kind of just felt more 4-star vibes throughout it. By any means, I had a lot of good books this week. I mean, I only got through 3. I kind of wanted to get through 4, you know, but getting through 3 is pretty well. It ended up bringing me a total to 1,100 pages, which is quite a bit of reading in a week, admittedly. I think on average, I usually read 3,000 to 3,500 pages a month. So in a week, reading 1,100 pages is, I mean, fairly good, I would say. I do have all 3 books here. Just quick recap. 4 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars. So I would say overall a very good week here with Book of the Month. And all of these end up being Book of the Months that have been on my list since literally
These two, the 4 stars, were from 2001, and Things We Do in the Dark was from 2002. So, although they didn't count towards my actual book of the month challenge on their end, I'm glad I was finally able to get some of the books that have been sitting there forever off my list. It actually really brought it down to a lot of the books that are on my list now are from this year, 2024, or from 2023. There is maybe 3 or 4 books yet from 2022 and 21 that are on my list. I think the 21s are down to maybe a book. I think it's just Razorblade Tears that's left over. Actually, it might be 2. It might be 56 Days and Razorblade Tears might be the only ones left over from 2001, which is the first year I was fully subscribed because I ended up subscribing midway through 2020. And I'm glad I'm finally getting some of these books off my list. But overall, fairly well. How I would rate them in order, I would say obviously Things We Do in the Dark is top one that I read this week. That was the only 5-star. And then I would say A Flicker in the Dark and then Keeper of Night. I really did like Keeper of the Night, but I would say through a majority of that one, I was hovering between like a 3.5 and 4, but since I was hovering mostly towards a 4 during A Flicker in the Dark, I would rate that one a little bit higher if I was going to rate these 3. But I am so glad we did this challenge. It was fun for a week here, and hopefully we can do some more like this in the future, because this actually really did make me read some of my book of the months. Otherwise, I just keep collecting them. But I'll see you guys next week. Bye.